Yo, it's Friday night, 9 p.m. sharp. You know what time it is.
Narcocop and Tim T hitting you with that Lambo energy.
He's Mike by name, but the streets call Narcocop. Used to bust dealers, now he's busting long shots. Retired badge, now he's bad with the bets. Octagon fiend, cashing slips, no regrets. Friday night fight, Seki poured on ice. Lambo Plays podcast, breaking down the price. Got parlays, KO, subs in round 3. Split decision magic, cashing like a G. Lambo Plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo Plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KO's to be round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big LFG. Tim Troiano, lotion in hand. Tennis coach by day, fight fan of the land. Watching WMMA, yeah, you know the drill. Playing with himself, just joking, but still. Impressions fly, Katona in the house. Roses Jr. squeaking, Tim's loud like a mouse. Cornholio vibes, he's stealing the show. Narcos like bruh, but they still go toe to toe. Round 2 chaos, round 3 gold. Split decisions, bets unfold. Side case sipping, parlays lit. Lambo energy, never quit. Lambo Plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo Plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KOSOB round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big LFG. Narcocop, Timmy T, Friday nights, a Lambo Plays podcast. Where long shots live large, and splits hit harder. We out. We out. We out.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Narcocop MMA. I'm your host, Mike, along with my co-host, Timothy Troiano, and this is the Lambo Plays Podcast, episode 151, UFC Vegas, 110. 13 fights here. It's a pretty good non-pay-per-view card, honestly, not bad. You guys probably can't hear me too well, but it is what it is. Timothy, we are back. 13 fights. Pretty decent card overall. How do you feel about this card from a Lambo perspective?
I think that there are a couple of good spots. All in all, I think it's probably 50-50 on some good spots with Lambos. I think it's tough to find them on some of the fights, but I think there are some good spots probably for 6 or 7 of the fights. So, yeah, how about you? Yeah,
I mean, I like a couple of spots on this card. I have a lot of bets actually on this card somehow, some way, but I feel like there's some good spots. So, yeah, I mean, I can't be with this mask way too long because I got to read a lot of shit. So this shit's coming off. But I had to have it on a little bit just for the Halloween narrative. But let me go over to chat really quick. Mushroom, first person in here, 18 hours, 53 minutes, 33 seconds until violence. He must have posted that a long time ago. Dixon, Narco and Tim, just thought you guys might want to know both Jacqueline Amarim and Patchy Mix have been flourishing on the deep fryers during the first week at their new job. They have a career in this. Yeah, I mean, Amarim should be there right there with him. Patchy's probably the manager, and I think the assistant manager is Jacqueline Amarim. So
Jacqueline's on the fries right now, and she's cutting lettuce. She's cutting lettuce, but in a few months she's going to be on the fries.
The assistant manager, Tim. She does not do that, dude. There's workers.
I feel like she's cutting lettuce right now. She's not quite in the general managers.
Who else we have here? Elijah going to have the Jays game on picture-in-picture mode while we get these Lambo plays. Appreciate you, my man. Azure Blue just posted the link Thank you always, Narcocop and Tim, for being an awesome constant for us. We appreciate you as you are always retweeting, helping. So I really appreciate that from you. Jackie Blaine, what's up, gents? So glad it's Friday. Last week was hilarious when you had to show the guest how to whisper. Oh, yeah, that was Dravi. We had to show him how to whisper. He doesn't know the whisper bet. But look at that guy right there, Tim. That guy has guns right there. Do you see that guy, Jackie Blaine? That's some big guns. Sharp Boy, happy Halloween, folks. Hopefully you can find some treats for tomorrow. Absolutely. Nick Farron, let's cash some bets as well. Haymaker, what's up, Mushroom brother? Everything good. He's talking to Mushroom. Narco Gut, hey, Tim Goat. Thank you. Appreciate you, Haymaker. MMA Tart says, what up, pimps and tricks? I just want to take this quiet time to say Narco's Discord is worth it. Been there a year and riding high. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate the shout out. Hopefully you're making money in there. Daz Files. Tim, can you mute? I hear my noise back there. Smash the like on entry and let's effing go. Cool ass card. And next is 323. Glenbot, how are you doing, my friend? Grateful, dude. Best of luck tomorrow. How are you? Thank you for popping in. Double flush. I told my kids they can't go trick-or-treating until the Lambo podcast. Come on. Now that I don't approve of. I rather have you take your kids trick-or-treating and screw the Lambo podcast. You can watch it on replay and you can go from there. But yeah, kids first, family first. I'm always about that. Abdi. Tim, do you know how to speak this language? What is that? Do you know what that means?
No.
Yeah. I think he was saying you're an asshole, but he didn't finish it.
Very likely.
Look at this hater right here. Song is ass. Like Mushroom's the biggest hater out here on planet Earth. So I told him to go listen to the Lion King song. Maybe that will make him happy. Trouble. Let's effing go, Narco. Can't wait to see how Waldo gets away with it this time. Dravi, my friend, ready for some Lambo parlays. Thank you. Appreciate you. That was our guest last week, Dravi. William Tyner, lotion is lacking. Gonna send Tim a Blue Chew. What's a Blue Chew, Tim?
That's ED medicine.
Oh, fuck me. This is that is a good one. William Tyner wins the he wins the fucking quote of the day. I didn't even know what the fuck that was, dude. It sounds like it's fucking tobacco or something. Oh, God, that is funny. What the fuck? Let's see what else we got here. That is too funny. Are we hitting another 2K week? We're going to try. We're definitely going to try. Joseph Curry, tonight they're called Lambos. He's right. They are called Lambos. Jewish Better, what's up, my man? Put it back on for Lambo Parlays. What am I? Oh, yeah. Maybe I'm going to put it back, Tim. Lambo Parlays is just good luck to have that mask on. I got to put it back on. It's probably going to smack. We're going to smack like 2 of them in 1 week with that thing on. If we smack at least one, I might put it on every week for the Lambo Parlays. S6, please put it back on. Oh, just kidding. What else do we have here? Spafferon says, we want tacos. We want cheesecake. City Boy reposted this stream on X. Appreciate you. For everybody else that's on X watching, and I know there is probably, 96 people there. Please repost. Please share. Let's get more people in here. I appreciate you all. Anthony, really need an accord parlay. Yo, make up minus 3,500 last 2 UFC. Yeah, it happens. That's betting, man. Can't win every week, but yeah, you're going to have down weeks. You're going to have good weeks, but you want to be up at the end of the day. Our trick or treat is tomorrow. What is up, Rashid? My man, Rashid. I want to shout out Rashid, okay? Just because Rashid was at Vegas, okay? He was at my little narco bash, we want to call it. So 7 people from my Discord made it out there. We all had fun. We had a great time. We were betting, right? And Rashid was out there. And like after we came back, 2 days later, I received something on my not what's that Cash App, $222 from Rashid, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I asked Rashid, I'm like, why'd you send 220? What is this for? He says, can you please do me a favor and don't say no? Do not return the money. I don't want any. You know how, Tim, I talk about once a month, I for the special needs class, I take them pizza for my son's class. So I take them pizza and chicken nuggets at once a month. I do it for the last 3 years. I've been doing it every month for the last 3 years. And they love it, man. These kids just have an absolute, they call me the pizza guy every time I go, by the way. So it's hilarious. So he says, please do me a favor. It makes me so happy when you do it. He says, here's $220. Do a pizza party on me. Like, so I went over there today for Halloween because they had a party with candy and stuff. And I'm like, here you go. This is all the pizza. This is all the nuggets. This is from one of my Discord members. Really nice guy from his family, him and his family. This is all from him. And it was only $100. It's not 222. So I'm going to have to do another. Oh, I can hear myself again, Tim. I'm going to do another pizza party for them next month on behalf of Rashid. So I need to shout that out because, dude, it's such a nice gesture. Out of the blue. I never asked, never said anything. Very, very nice of him. I honestly felt bad taking it. I didn't want to do it because I do it myself, but he was adamant on me doing it. So I did it. So I have to call that out. It's very, very nice gesture from the guy. And those kids, bro, those kids love it, man. They absolutely love
good
it.
Shit right here. Absolutely.
All right, Eric Albright, nice backdrop. Good sirs. Yeah, you like that backdrop, Tim? You didn't even say anything. All the pumpkins? You didn't even notice, I think. You're muted. You muted yourself or something. I don't know what happened. There you go.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I noticed.
Dissection. God bless both of you. Hope all is well. Just thought I'd pop in and say happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to you as well, my friend. Gerardo, what's up? Vinny Diaz also in the house. What else? Yeah, big W for Rashid. Big W for Rashid. All right. Here we go. First fight of the night. Tim, I didn't do the templates today. I was too damn busy. I'm like, screw the templates. All right, first fight of the night. It is in the women's strawweight division. It is the 6-1-1 Talita Alencar versus the 15-3 Ariane Carnelossi. Tim, you can have this one. It's half a lotion. It's 3/4. I don't know what it is, but you hid your lotion. I can hear myself. I don't know why I could hear myself when I talk on your thing. It's something's going on. I shouldn't. So I don't know if it's some kind of setting on your thing, but we just mute it until you talk. Is that cool? Go ahead now.
Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, you said Arnie because definitely there's one of these fighters that kind of looks like the old Arnold Schwarzenegger in the heyday, the Gans, the huge. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I had a bet pre-tape on Carnelossi at like plus, I think 210, something like that. And then I cashed it out early in the week after I started taping fights. And I mean, this chick is just allergic to takedown defense. And like her striking just puts her into situations where she's off balance and then getting easily taken down. I just feel like this is a spot where I just feel like last week, I don't think that the comparison of last week with like Amarim to Alencar, I understand that they're both jiu-jitsu, but like the difference in my opinion is that Alencar will actually like continue to fight for takedowns all fight, even if she's gassed. She'll continue to do it. She's not just like where Amarim, we've seen 2 fights where she just is like pulling guard and just not even going for takedowns and just like accepting bottom and just doing nothing. So I feel like Alencar will fight for your money a little bit more. And I just think that Carnelossi kind of is fishy on the bottom. I think that the Loopy fight, if those positions, if Alencar gets to those positions, I feel like she's going to get a sub, or she's even dangerous with ground and pound. So it's also similar to like the difference between Amarim and again her. The only person that Amarim really went crazy on ground and pound was fighters we're going to be talking about in a couple of fights with Montserrat Ruiz. Like just that's the only one where it's just like, okay, she's gone for ground and pound, where I've seen Alencar go for ground and pound to set herself up for submission. So I'm going to take Alencar ITD plus 310. I think it is possible that she could get a ground and pound KO here as well. But I lean submission, and then I like sub 1, sub 2, 11-1, and 16-1. I think that if she gets her down early, I feel like she could get a submission in this fight. But I do think that the ground and pound is live, so I don't hate anybody taking small stabs on the ground on the KO at like 11 or 12-1. But I'm going to go safe on the method at plus 310, and then I will take small stabs at sub 1 and sub 2 as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's an official play of mine where I gave Alencar by submission at plus 575. The problem is the line has moved significantly over $1. And yeah, I don't know if I would play it this low now at 450. You know, it's probably close to a pass. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, like the more I looked into this fight, and then I agree with you. I think Alencar gets her down. If she gets to those positions that Godinez got to, you know, arm triangle, deep arm triangle. Yeah, like this girl's way better in jiu-jitsu than Godinez. She probably doesn't have better wrestling, but her jiu-jitsu is way better. And Carnelossi's takedown defense is just not very good. Like she's very top heavy, and she's just not good. You know, she's too stiff. You know, she's plotty. She's stiff, bad footwork. So I do think Alencar can get her down early. The thing here for me is like, I do think Carnelossi, if she doesn't sub her early, Tim, like rounds 1 and 2, I think she's going to be in big trouble later. I really do. I think she gasses pretty damn bad. You know, the Ruiz fight, like there was literally no resistance. That's why, not Ruiz fight. The Demopoulos fight, there was no resistance. Like she just took her down and Demopoulos just laid on her back the entire time. I think there is going to be some resistance from, you know, if she's going for these subs and not getting them, I think she's kind of going to be screwed later in this fight. She's going to be tired. And imagine her shooting these takedowns like she did against Luciano in round 3, not getting them. Carnelossi kind of keeps her cardio pretty good in round, and she's still chucking bombs in round 3 from what I've seen. And if you look at her like KOs, like she has round 2, round 3, round 2, round 2. Like she has round 3, you know, she has a lot of finishes later. So from a Lambo perspective, round 2 is 1,600 for her, and round 3 is plus 2,000. If she's alive in round 3, I think that prop is going to be very good. I just feel like Amarim's cardio is shit. Her striking is shit. And I don't know if she can take punches from Carnelossi if she's tired, you know?
Yeah, I love it.
So that's how I'm leaning here. Like, again, my tracked play is plus 575 on the sub, but I won't be shocked if she doesn't get it early and she's like holding on to dear life later in this fight because Carnelossi hits very hard on the feet.
Yeah, I had this. I had it written down as well for KO3, and I mean, I love I love the thought, and I also think like if you're gonna be on Carnelossi, just wait in live better. Like I'd rather see her stuff a takedown or two before I got involved at all with the fight. And like if she gets taken down in the first round, you're gonna get 5-1 or 6-1 on her, no doubt, like almost instantly.
Yeah, you're going to get big prices. Maybe not 5, 4, 5, 6. Way better than what it is now.
For sure. Yeah.
And by the way, the line's getting smoked. It's plus 172, Carnelossi right now, minus 202. Alencar starting to get... Here's the thing before we move on. If you bet this fight, you bet Alencar pre, Carnelossi live. Alencar, I'm almost sure she's going to get a takedown early. And this line's going to balloon. So 202 is actually pretty good on Bet Online. It's not bad. So, all right, let's move on. Fight number 2. It is no men's welterweight division. It is 11-5. Philip Rowe versus the 12-2 Suk Hyun Ko. I can kick this one off here. Saekwon Ho looked really good last fight. I took him as a huge dog in his last fight against Oban Elliott. Came through. He absolutely dominated, right, as a big dog. Dana White's Contender Series, same thing. He dominated as a big dog. Now he's coming in as a minus 189 favorite on Bet Online. Comeback plus 164 on Philip Rowe. Philip Rowe, big height and reach advantage here against Ko. But, when I looked at the fight, I thought I was going to bet Philip Rowe pre. My issue is Philip Rowe gets taken down very, very easily, man. He doesn't have takedown defense. He's got those long giraffe legs, and these shorter, stocky guys like Ko are just going to get takedowns easily against them. I mean, Orion Koski got easy takedowns before he gassed. Literally everybody that's trying to take him down. Gabe Green took him down easily. Matthews took him down. Jason Witt took him down until he gassed. So it's like, it's a reoccurring thing with this guy. He can get taken down very easily. Now, I haven't really seen Ko gas in his fights that have gone, 3 rounds. He kind of looks fine. Rowe is the type of guy that almost always gives up these round ones. Like in almost every fight, he's losing round 1. And he comes out later. He's got a lot of finishes later, round 3, round 2, round 3, round 2. I don't know if he could do that here against Ko, because I think Ko's cardio is pretty good. However, Ko grapples a lot, okay? And Rowe has been doing a lot of jiu-jitsu. He does a lot of jiu-jitsu. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's very, very long. Club and sub is live. He doesn't attempt a lot of submissions, but just because this fight, I feel like Ko is gonna grapple heavy, man, because of the size and distance management. I think he's just gonna close distance by trying to grapple. So I'm gonna take a sprinkle on the Philip Rowe by submission at 12-1 here. I feel like it's sort of live, and here's the thing too. I think if he hits it, it's probably a little bit later, not early when this guy's fresh, So maybe like a 2-3 sub if you really want to get crazy. It's huge numbers. But yeah, I'm, a lot of people seem to think it might be KO later, but I'm under the impression that he can club and sub this guy. This guy might shoot a sloppy takedown. Phil Rowe has long arms. He had actually a very, very deep ninja choke on who was, I think it was Nico Price, and he gator rolled against them. It was a pretty damn deep ninja choke. So he's got those long arms. I mean, we don't really know what Ko's submission defense is, right? Because he's facing like regional cans. He didn't really get tested in the grappling against Oban Elliott. He was on top the whole time. What happens if this guy takes his back and stuff, So, yeah, give me a submission here plus 1,200. It's not a big bet, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I can't hate that. Look, really good line. He's going to probably, even off of his back, he's probably going to try a couple triangles to sweep. For me, I don't know, man. I think that Ko, this is just like pretty big market overcorrection. This dude was plus 400 his last fight against Oban Elliott, plus like 370, plus 380 on Contender Series. And I mean, he wasn't proactively grappling against Elliott until Elliott was he was pretty much initiating all the grappling sequences, and then Ko was just better. So then after the second round, he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to fucking grapple this guy, and I can beat him this way much easier than just standing with this guy. So the concerns for me on Ko are his defense, he's defensively striking. His hands are down and he doesn't get his head off the center line in fights. It's going to be really tough to like get into range in this fight. I mean, he's just way, way smaller, way shorter reach. I think you're talking like 9.5-inch reach disadvantage and 5 inches shorter. So I think it's going to be tough for him to get into range. It's just going to be tough to get just volume off. And I know that like Rowe to me is not a guy that's like heavy volume. He's usually punching in one shot at a time. And he really doesn't necessarily use his length in the best way. But I do feel like Rowe's the type of guy that like, if he hits you and connects once, you can be fucked. Like he's got power that changes guys, mindsets. And Angelusa is not a guy that is easy to finish. Went the full 15 with Jack Della Maddalena. Like he's gone the distance with guys that can hit. And after he got he also got just fucked on in the clinch. So I just feel like Rowe's not only dangerous at range, but he's also dangerous in the clinch here too. So I feel like this is a spot, against Neil Magny. Rowe did really, really well in the clinch, didn't allow any takedowns. And Magny has kind of the same type of takedowns that Ko does. Ko isn't like shooting like power doubles and shit like that. A lot of it's judo and body lock takedowns and trips. So I think that against a much taller guy, it's going to be harder to get those type of takedowns. I think Rowe is struggling more with guys that are going single or power doubles against him. So I'm going to go with KO for Rowe at plus 480. Like I said, I don't hate your sub prop. I do think it's possible for a club and sub. And I do think it's possible we might get like a guard sub or something like that. But I just didn't like the defense that I saw on Ko. And I didn't like the he's getting knocked out by some regional dudes that are just not necessarily huge hitters in my opinion. So I think if Rowe connects on him, I think he's going to knock him out. So yeah, I'm going to go Rowe plus 480 into KO.
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely knock him out. I can't say he can. I mean, this guy's been knocked out before, twice. Kind of bad knockouts too, like really like laid out. I just feel that the problem for Rose, I think he gets grounded. And what does he do? Does he hurry up to get back up? Does he play jujitsu off his back?
He did last fight. He did last fight. That was why I think what's his face tired in that last fight. He actually made a much better effort in getting up in that fight than any other fight I've seen him grounded against Lusa.
But he was also getting dominated in that fight, to be honest. And he got hurt. That's the other thing with Rose. He seems to get hurt in every fucking fight. It's crazy. He survives. He doesn't get finished, but he seems to get hurt in every single fight. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate your play at all. KO is definitely live. But let's move on. Fight number 3. It is in the women's strawweight division. It is the 10-4 Montserrat Conejo Ruiz versus the 10-7 Alice Ardelean. Tim, lotion fight? Yes? No? It got to be some.
I'm not sure on this one. I saw the haircut on Montserrat and I was just like, what are we doing here? Holy cow. Did you see that haircut on her?
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's all right. Whatever.
Oh, my Lord.
Her husband must like it. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think this fight is kind of shit. Alice is a fighter I'm not looking to like back at minus 400 versus anybody that has a pulse. She impressed me in her last fight against Rayan dos Santos, who just does not know how to win. Seems to have some ability and talent, but just doesn't know how to win. And Ruiz is just a fighter that just I don't want to have really anything to do with. I don't think that she's UFC level. I thought that she's been brought in to basically give prospects wins and finishes and make them look good. And you can never really even tell if the prospects are good because they're just beating her ass so bad. She's basically one trick pony, and that trick is scarf hold, throw, and headlock on the ground. And basically that's just going to put you in a position to get your back taken every single time if you don't get it. And it's just not a move that's long-term going to win. obviously, if you're Cheyenne Velismus, it'll work against you. She's obviously out of the UFC and done fighting because she lost to scrub activity like that. So, yeah, I think this is Alice. I feel like, it's probably going to be an Alice decision where she has like 462 opportunities to finish the fight, and Montserrat just like guts her way to a decision. But I'm going to give late round props for Alice. Round 2 plus 850, round 3 plus 1200. Prepared to put a little bit of money on those and lose while screaming at my TV, finish this chick. Oh my God. So it's right there for you. But I kind of feel like Ruiz is gonna last. But I'll definitely sprinkle small on the late round props for Alice. We'll keep it going here. Anybody got do I think Montserrat can get 1 or 2 takedowns? I mean, I don't think. I mean, she might be able to, but I think the size is massive. She's like Montserrat was in like Oompa Loompa level short, and like she's like barely the center on a Oompa Loompa basketball team. So she might even be like a power forward. So yeah, I don't think that she's really big, and I feel like she's just neck tattoo, great, but that haircut's gonna take off $1 on the money line, at least for me. I think Alice gets it done. Striking, she should beat her ass. She might even be able to out grapple her, to be honest. I just don't like really what I was seeing from Ruiz on bottom. Really, it's too small to get up against a lot of these girls.
Yeah, I mean, you covered that all for me, Tim. I had to run because we have candy outside, like a big ass bucket. And I'm looking at my ring cam, and there's literally these kids took the bucket and tried to dump it into their door. Like, I'm like, why would you? I went out there. I'm like, why are you guys doing this? They fucking take off running. There's, little kids. I'm like, what are you guys doing? It's so annoying. You put like all this good candy out there, and they literally tried to throw the whole thing into their bag. But kids will be kids. Yeah, this fight, Tim. I like Alice a lot here in this fight, and I know she's not a great fighter. But I think she's the one that's improving her MMA game. I think she's the one that's, in a good camp. But she's the one that has been really, working a lot, improving everywhere. Her shape, her body composition looks a lot better. She's getting to real shape. Meanwhile, Montserrat's been out of the MMA game for 2 years. Lots of injuries. Prior to that, she looked, absolutely horrible in the UFC. I have no idea how the UFC allows her to stay on the roster after getting finished in the last 3, off for 2 years. I'm surprised they didn't cut her. And I'll tell you, the only reason they didn't cut this girl is to give her to girls like this, Alice Ardelean, give her a nice, easy win. Ardelean, honestly, I like how mean she is, man. She hits hard, she hits decently hard for 115. She throws everything into her shots. And one part that's very underrated from her when I watch her tape is her ground and pound. When she gets on top of girls, man, she is landing elbows, big shot, like she's trying to hurt you. I don't think her grappling is any good, honestly. I don't think she's subbing Ruiz at all here. But I gave these plays out. I like her 2-3, man. I like her 2-3 at 850, 1200. 2-3 KOs plus 750. It's plain and simple, man. I think she hits harder. She's bigger. She's stronger. She's more serious about MMA. And I just think she's going to put it on Ruiz here, man. And, if you watch her other fights too, Ardelean, like she fucked up Rian Dos Santos's face, man. She fucked her up. But Santos is so tough. She's just tough. She's swinging back. She's extremely tough. She's a good striker herself, so she had to offer back something on the feet. What is Ruiz going to offer back on the feet against Ardelean? She's going to get smoked. So, the other 2 losses, like they were just like girls that kick a lot and run and kick and run. So I think that the matchup wasn't good for her. This is a good matchup, man. Like Ruiz's grappling sucks. It's head and arm throw. That's about it. Ardelean should smash her. Honestly, she really should. She should look good here. At the end of the day, it's 115, and Ruiz is kind of tough, but I like the prices on it. I do think she tries to go for it. She throws hard. I do think she tries to go for it. So, yeah, I like 2-3 here quite a bit. I think it's actually pretty good. Moving on. Fight number 4. It is in the women's bantamweight division. It is the 15-4 Caitlin Vieira versus the 12-2 Norma Dumont. Tim, put your lotion away. This is my fight. I don't love anything here. I'll be honest. I think this fight goes at a very, very, very high clip, in my opinion. Norma Dumont currently minus 170. Comeback is 145. Her decision line's horrible. I think Dumont wins this fight, by the way. I think this is extremely similar to the what's the other chick she just beat recently? Irene Aldana. Extremely similar fighter in Vieira. Vieira grapples obviously a little bit more, but I don't think her takedowns are any good. But she's a plotty striker, man. She plods. She's flat-footed, not much movement. Yeah, I really believe she can just kind of touch her up. She's faster. She's in better shape, in my opinion. By the way, these two girls trained together back in 2017. But I think Norma has made significant improvements to her game. She's really improved her striking, her body. She's at 135 now, which she probably always should have been. Fighting at 45 wasn't right for her. But at the end of the day, I think Dumont wins. I do think it's kind of close, though. Like I don't think it's like a whitewash. Split is plus 350 on Bet Online. It's the only thing I can play here. I mean, I don't like it. I'll be honest with you. I don't like it. I wouldn't play it at that price. I just don't see anything else. I don't think, I know this other girl's been KO'd and Norma throws kind of hard. I just don't see it, man. I really don't see it materializing. Norma should have, if she's going to KO, she should have KO'd these other girls like Chelsea Chandler and Diane Wolf, and she couldn't get she just has no urgency, honestly, Dumont, to finish fights. Like I had a finish there against Wolf by sub or something. I don't understand how she can't sub that girl. That girl's like a horrible on the ground. She couldn't sub her. So, yeah, I'm going to go split plus 350. Not much else. I don't love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I feel like this fight goes at a very high clip. So to me, I just feel like there's, you might as well take like big stabs at some props that maybe they obviously don't have a shot. But I mean, like plus 350 and plus 250 on end split on DK, which is just tragic. Like I feel like the KO for Dumont is like she should have got the KO against Aldana, to be honest. I mean, like that was without a doubt. Like she did enough damage. That cut should.
Nah, dude, that was a headbutt. It was a headbutt. That cut wasn't from a punch. It was a headbutt.
Was it for sure?
Yeah, 100%. She would have never got the stoppage. It was a headbutt. So it doesn't matter. I mean, that cut was like.
But I mean,
it was a headbutt.
Even I mean, the cut itself, obviously, you could have stopped the fight. But she was literally beating her ass in that fight. Like she beat the living shit out of Aldana in that fight. And I kind of think that Vieira is the type of fighter where, like, she hasn't fought very many like strikers that are just beating her ass without her clinching them. And like you said, she's kind of slow and plotty. The only one that really did was an insta bonk by Aldana. Like that was the one where she connects her on a left hook and just fucking drops her and she's dead. So I just feel like without, a bunch of grappling and a bunch of cage push, which is very likely from Vieira, that Norma's probably a little bit more alive than 12-1 for KO. It's not terrible. And I think if you're on Vieira, like Vieira sub is plus 1,400. Like if she gets on top, I kind of feel like she's going to try to get the sub. She's going to try to fucking finish. I don't know. I just think that plus 1,400 and plus 1,200 on KO and sub for me aren't terrible. Like you said, I think it's a close close-ish fight if Vieira cage pushes and tries to get takedowns. I think like the physicality that Dumont showed against Macy Chiasson and her ability to get taken down in that fight is not a good look in this fight. I think the physicality difference between Chiasson and Vieira is pretty significant. She showed that in her last fight, stuffing everything and basically reversing to get top time in that fight. So I feel like it's close. It's very close if Vieira's grappling and clinching a lot, and she has to do that a lot. I don't think it's super close standing. So yes, I mean, like I don't know if I'll bet the sub or I might take a small stab at the KO, but like I just think 14-1, 12-1 if you like any of that shit. I would take shots on those if you like those, but I think, like you said, I think it goes at a pretty high clip.
Yeah, let's move on. Not much else to say there. Fight number 5. It is in the middleweight division. It is the newcomer, the 6-0 Dante Johnson versus the 10-3 Cedric Dumas. Currently, Dante Johnson minus 350, and the comeback on Cedric Dumas plus 285. Tim, what do you got for us on this weird fight?
Yeah. For me, it's never dumbass. I think you guys all, if you've been watching the show for a long time, it's never dumbass for me. I literally bet against this guy almost every single fight. Yeah, I just think that the guy just doesn't. I mean, it's like he goes through like PTSD anytime he starts getting hit. Like he just doesn't. He just is a guy that just does not seem to like to take damage and get bloodied up and keep fighting. I think it's different. Like if you watch his regional shit and regional tape and then Contender Series, like there's like a transformation in this guy. Like he's just taken too many beatdowns or smoked too many blunts or beaten up too many girlfriends. Like that he just there's just a transformation in this guy that he just does not enjoy getting hit anymore, and he shells up and it's pretty much done. So at that point, I think Dante's going to kill him. And it's probably round 1, but it's a Lambo. So I'm going to go, hopefully he can, play with his food and survive for a round. But I think it's probably KO1, but I'll take round 2 at plus 470 and hope that he can survive 5 minutes. I really don't necessarily think he can. There have been fights that Dante hasn't gone like ape shit in round 1, and he's kind of just slowly picked and then finally got guys out. But I think once he connects and once he hurts Dumbass for the first time, I think the fight's over 30 seconds after that. So it just depends on when he hits him first.
Yeah, I mean, he's fighting at his right weight class, 185. That's where he should be fighting. He is a brick house, man. Like I see Dixon saying, "Can we ladder takedowns?" I don't think he's Dumas is not a better wrestler than Dante, man. Dante's a good wrestler. He's gonna just out-strengthen him easily. And I don't think that's staff, honestly. That what I saw, it looked like a mat burn that was like healing. I don't think it's staff. And if it was staff, to be honest, that's an old like he was healed from it, He looked in like great shape, very, very good shape at weigh-ins. I don't know about that rumor. I think that rumor is kind of bullshit, but yeah, I mean, Dumas it's never Dumas. Like this guy is allergic to getting hit. This guy is, that's also bullshit. And I said it in the Discord. I don't know if you're in there, Glembot, but I told everybody in the Discord prior to the face-offs, I said 5'8" is bullshit. I know this guy's like 6 foot because I've watched his fights against James Ford. James Ford's like 6 foot, 6'1", and they were like almost even in height. So there's no way he was 5'8". Tapology, per usual, has these nonsense stats up, but at the end of the day, he is dropping down to 85 for the first time, cutting weight. He, like Tim said, he has like in the amateurs, if you watch his amateur fight, he kind of like against Adam Poland, he grappled a lot. That was a 5-round fight in the amateurs. He grappled a lot, got on top and, did a little bit of damage. I do think Dante most likely just kills him early. I was just thinking UFC debut, maybe he takes it easier at a lower weight class, You know, he doesn't want to gas out. Dumas will run around and might not do anything, just kind of circling to stay away from the power. I don't know. Taking a stab at Fight Goes at plus 520. It can't be terrible, honestly. It cannot be that bad. Just because Dumas has gone to the decision a lot. Like, he's fought negatively in fights, and, you know, maybe he'll clinch, maybe he'll grapple, make it grimy. You know what I'm saying? It's plus 520. And then if you're like, you know, if you want to play a side like Dumas' decision is 11-1, I wouldn't recommend playing the decision, just because I think 520 is more than enough for me to play Fight Goes. Now, again, I don't think it happens, but I think almost all the finishing equity, I will say it up front, is Dante Johnson. I don't think Dumas is going to finish this guy. I've seen him. He's very, very tough. I don't think Dumas is finishing this guy. If anything, it's just Dante Johnson finish. So I'm kind of fading that, hoping that he might take it easy. Just maybe even him grappling, landing takedowns, getting on top, to slow the fight down, you know. And then there's a big reach advantage, you know. He's longer than him is Dumas and stuff like that. So maybe he does grapple a little bit. But plus 520 for me. Not another one. I don't love it. But it's a small poke. I don't love anything else. Like, I truly think it's probably going to be Dante round 1, but the line sucks. So I can't play it, you know, and I can't give it out. So let's move on. Fight number 6. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 9-3 Timmy Cuamba versus the 11-1 Chang Ho Lee. And boys, do I have a whisper bet on this fight. So, I have been, I looked at the tape and I talked about this on my Discord, and Chango Lee is like a pressure heavy fighter. His striking is not good at all. I don't even think his wrestling is very good. It's just that he pressures and he shoots so much that eventually he gets people down. The problem is he gets reversed a lot. He gets his back taken a lot. You know, you watch all of these fights. I went literally and watched like maybe almost every single fight I could find. Daramisi got his back multiple times. Zhao Long got his back once. Cortavius Romeus got his back 2 or 3 times, but he's an idiot falling off and going for arm bars. The loss against Sim Kwai Zhang, he got his back taken 2 or 3 times there. It's like every fucking fight that I watch, he's getting his back taken, right? And Timmy Cuamba, if you watch all of his regional tape, he grapples a shit ton. He wrestles a lot. I also said this in Discord. I think Timmy Cuamba is the better wrestler of the two. He's the better striker of the two. Now, the thing is, he's cutting to 135. How will that affect his cardio? His cardio is, by the way, really, really good. He's got very good cardio. His durability is very good. So overall, I'm not really concerned about that aspect of his game. It's just a matter of the first time at 135, does that affect Timmy Cuamba? You know, and I'm going to venture to guess no. He's been looking like he's been trying to cut to this weight for a while. I think this is the rightful weight for this guy. He shouldn't have been fighting at 45 and 55. Meanwhile, Chang Ho Lee, he's going to try to make it grimy. He's going to try to grapple per usual, you know. And I think he might run into problems, to be honest, here, because I think Timmy Cuamba's going to be probably stronger than him coming down from fighting guys at 55 and 45, right? So Timmy Cuamba by sub is 35-1. Absolutely astronomical price.
Where is that at?
It's on Rivers. 35-1 on Timmy Cuamba. I'm telling you guys, he's going to have an opportunity to sub this guy. This guy is way too reckless. He's one of those, he just received his purple belt, by the way, from being a blue belt. He's not like he's a high-level grappler. 35-1 is insane. Okay. And I will tell you another thing. These Korean guys that are coming to their grappling is not very good, man. It's just not very good. It's not up to par with UFC level and you know, in the US level even, you know. So I think 35-1 is very, very live here. Because I do think this guy is just going to try to grapple his ass off. Because if it's standing, Timmy Cuamba's fucking this guy up standing. It's not close. So that's one bet. I like two bets here. I really do. I have to give the other one. The narrative that I was talking about is like maybe the cut is going to hurt this guy. It could, you know, and the pressure and the pace, because Chang Ho Lee has a high pace, high pressure type of fighter. I don't think, like, he has a lot of ground and pound wins, right? But I think Cuamba's extremely tough. He's extremely durable. And I think if he finishes Timmy late, and I think it's late, by the way, if he finishes him, it's 2-3 sub on Chang Ho Lee. It's 27-1 and 40-1. That's how I'm attacking this fight. I like Timmy Cuamba from a money line perspective. Don't get me wrong. I think he's the better overall MMA fighter. I don't even think it's close, to be honest, as far as skill. This is not a close fight if you look at skill. But, you know, Chang Ho Lee's going to bring a high pace. He's going to continue to try to grapple. I think this fight, any one of these guys can sub each other. But I think if Lee subs, it's probably because Cuamba's gassed and he's getting takedowns, getting his back, stuff like that. So that's how I'm attacking this fight. What do you like here, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, I had three things written down. I had ends by sub as plus 750, Timmy sub 2 plus 5,000, Timmy sub 3 plus 7,500. So I'm with you on the end sub 7.5 to 1 is really good. I think it covers both bases. You know, Lee's going to push hard. Timmy's like you said, I mean, like, he's grappled in his regionals, and he grappled against Pelagioki, had his back, got a takedown against him. I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like that's going to be a much harder dude to take down athletically, size-wise, up a weight class than Lee. I feel like he can get takedowns here. As you said, Romeus is just like a spazzy grappler that loses position and goes for fucking arm bars when he's got perfect positions and gives up position and then gets finished. Yeah, I like you said, I mean, it's kind of a insane line to look at a fight that's going to take a ton of grappling from one side. The fighter that is significantly less dangerous standing, worse, just has to grapple to win, and also loses positions himself, is line at the sub is like, okay, his sub line is fucking $2.50 shorter than the other guy. So yeah, I'm with you. I thought I was going to be the lone person on those whisper bets there, but yeah, I guess I'm not alone. Yeah, we both see this one the same.
All right, let's move on. Fight number 7. It is in the light heavyweight division. It is the 9-2 Kevin Christian versus the 8-2 Billy Elekana. Tim, this one's for you.
Yeah, I mean, this is a weird fight, dude. I don't know what to believe in this Kevin Christian guy. I just think that he's kind of shitty. He looks like a giraffe on roller skates when he's fighting. Like, he just doesn't, like, there's zero balance. The guy's just a giant and can be taken down off of, pretty much anything. I feel like I could take this guy down 4 weight classes lighter than him. And then you look at the Elekana side, and it's like, okay, do we give him a pass on the Guskov fight? He gets a takedown. He death gasses after 3 minutes, loses position. I feel like the tape regionally on Elekana is a better, like, you're going to rate him higher watching those fights than you're going to watching him throw 30 strikes in 15 minutes versus Ivo Aslan and death gassing in 3 minutes versus Guskov. I feel like he's had better tape in some of his regional fights where you're like, this guy isn't bad. But I don't know. I just feel like he can be hit. Kevin Christian seems to be extremely memeish, gassy, easy to take down. He's going to try to throw big on the feet. He's extremely long. I'm going to go with Billy by decision at plus 330 and ends by split at plus 750. Like, I just think that, if you're on Christian, his split is 18-1, but I just think it's a fight that could potentially go and not be very entertaining whatsoever. Billy gets takedowns, survives, knows how to defend against a triangle, beats him up a little bit, and then Christian survives. So probably not going to bet this fight, but yeah, Billy by decision at plus 330 seemed like the best play. Just looking at Lambos, and then small belief in an end split if Billy just throws 30 strikes again and hopes that he wins. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think both these guys are any good, to be honest. I think Christian's bad. Elekana's equally as bad. Both guys are super low volume. Even when I watch Billy's regional tape, he's very low volume, man. He doesn't want to engage a lot. He's a southpaw, so to me, he's the cleaner striker for sure of the two. I think he's got a little bit better process. He goes for some takedowns. I don't know what Kevin Christian is. Supposedly he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a former soccer player, by the way, sorry. So I mean, 6'7" soccer player with an 80-inch reach. Holy moly. But yeah, man, like this fight is just like Elekana, I don't think has much power in his hands. That's the thing. I don't think he hits very hard. I think guys like Miguel Porto and Francisco Mazio hit harder than Elekana. Both of them, especially Porto. Porto actually has power in his hands. Kevin Christian has been knocked out before by this Moises Costa guy 9 years ago. But that guy, I went back and looked at it. The guy is like roided out of his mind. And it's like one of those stocky roided guys. He probably just landed. I didn't see the punch, but he probably just landed some huge haymaker and knocked the guy out. I just don't see Billy having that type of power. And like Mazio landed some pretty decent shots. Porto actually landed and hurt Christian. But Porto hits harder, way harder than a guy like Elekana is mostly trying to touch you. I don't think he's trying to, knock you out. He's more of a technical guy on the feet. But you could see the guy's been to split against Chuck Campbell, who's like 80 years old. Daniel Compton, who's also old. He almost got finished in that fight in round 3. So yeah, it's like I don't rate Kevin Christian, but I also don't rate Billy Elekana. And I think this fight has potential to go to split. It's 8-1 on BetOnline. I played the fight goes, to be honest, at 2-1. I played the fight goes because I don't think there's much killer instinct from Billy Elekana. I really don't. I don't think he's a guy that will go for it, try to finish guys, He could just take Christian down and Christian plays fucking jiu-jitsu off his back like a moron, because he probably will. But yeah, it just, even watching him on top like Elekana, he's not really throwing anything big. Like there's nothing that he's not trying to pass. There's nothing that tells me that this guy has this killer instinct to finish guys. So I'm going to go with the split at plus 800. I could see if I was to take a side, I would definitely take Elekana. I just think he's more skilled. Just a more skilled. Kevin Christian's like a 6'7", clumsy. I don't even know what he is, to be honest. Is he a striker? Is he a grappler? I don't know what the fuck he is, but he's not good at anything. So I guess he's good with the triangle off his back, but that's about it. So I'm just going to go with split here, plus 800. I don't love it. This is a fight that I just think could look very, very ugly going to the scorecards. It could look like a very, very ugly fight, man. Low volume. Both guys are super low volume. So, I mean, that's true. Can he make it to the bell? We don't know. We don't know. He's never been the decision. Um, you know, I do think that, you know, a guy like Billy Elekana is the type of guy that will let you get to decision. You know, he doesn't have killer instinct. He really doesn't. So he's a guy that will just lay in guard. If you hold guard against him, he probably just lays in there and just throws little strikes, you know. Let's move on. Fight number 8. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 21-6 Alan Nascimento versus the 17-8-1 Cody Durden. This is also at 130-pound catchweight fight. I will go here. I think that's a really good thing, by the way, for Alan Nascimento. I mean, 130 pounds, 5 extra pounds. That's where this guy kills himself. He kills himself to make 125. He's a huge 25er. And I think giving him this price, you know, give this weight at 130 is going to help him so much, man. So much. He didn't kill himself to make 130. You could see it. He was happy on the scales. Completely different than what he normally looks like. Durden took this fight on short notice. I don't know where the 130 came from. Maybe my chat does. Do you guys know who asked for 130 here? I'm assuming it was probably Nascimento, honestly, even though Durden took it on short notice. But like every time Durden has faced a really good grappler, he gets subbed. Every time. Mokaev, sub. Ulanbekov, sub. Even what's his name, who's not an extremely good grappler, he has good jiu-jitsu, sub. Nascimento's a very good grappler, man. If he gets your back, you are in trouble. And his wrestling is not great, but he's a big fucker, man. And it's in the apex. He's going to kick, try to get into range. I think Durden is a better striker. Not by a lot, but I do think he has better hands. But Alan Nascimento sub, man. It's plain and simple for me here. Plus 155. I'm not trying to get cute. I'm not trying to do rounds. I think if he gets the back, he's going to find the sub here against Cody Durden. I saw Cody Durden, you know, he got subbed to it was literally a face crank against Ulanbekov, I believe. So Nascimento's got better jiu-jitsu. I mean, he's not a better wrestler than Ulanbekov, but he got better jiu-jitsu than Ulanbekov. So give me Nascimento by sub. Plus, I was kind of surprised being him minus 300. I didn't think they were going to give us plus 155 on a sub, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah, let's not overthink this. Nascimento sub, same exact thing. I feel like one's grappling. I don't even feel like he needs to get a takedown. I think he can get his back standing as well. Just clinch him up and get his back. He's just really slick. If he gets taken down, it's narco rear naked choke plus 275. Hell no, not a chance.
That's disgusting. Yeah, don't
no chance. Arm triangle. Yeah, just I mean just sub plus 150. Don't know when it happens. Can happen anytime. It's just he's elite at scrambling. I almost feel like he could pull guard and then sweep. Grappling difference here is pretty massive.
All right, let's move on. Fight number 9. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 10-5 Charles Radtke versus the 9-3 Daniel Frunza. Currently, Daniel Frunza plus 145. Come back on Charles Radtke minus 170. Tim, this one's yours.
God, I hate this fight. I hate this fight so much. I've bet against Chuck Buffalo with Mike Malott. I'm a lot. I just feel like, you know, to me, it's like this guy just seems kind of aggro and hasn't shown really good fight IQ in a bunch of fights. And just I'm hoping he does here for my Lambo's sake, because I just think that Frunza to me is like albino belt level grappler. And if he's going to stand and bang with Frunza, can he knock him out? Yeah, he's just like left hook. Like he's just going to bomb left hooks. It's what he does like every single fight. He just searches for his favorite shot and then opens himself up to be getting hit. I think he's more dangerous. I think both these guys are dangerous striking. I feel like Frunza is defensively just irresponsible at times, and just wants a war. I feel like if he gets a war and he survives, like the stopping of the fight, like he got hurt multiple times by Reese McKee, which is really bad signs because Reese isn't fucking anybody up normally like that. He usually is like cooks guys later and doesn't just insta bunk guys. And he hurt him multiple times in that fight and they had to stop the fight. But I also felt like if that fight wasn't stopped, that there was a chance that he could fight back, and he was continuing to wanting to fight. So, I just think the grappling is like, this is just one of those like fights where if you stand and bangs you're just screaming at your TV again, like, what are you doing? The grappling is so easy against this guy. I had like a bunch written down. Like, I think if Frunza could take over, if the fight goes later, I think that if he could survive round one, I do think that Chuck Buffalo slows down a little bit, but I'm going to go with I'll go with Chuck by sub at plus 550 or KO1 at plus 550. They're the same line. I feel like KO1 is super live. I feel like he either insta bonks him. And if he takes him down, I feel like the sub is there as well. I really don't like this fight though, because I don't have a lot of faith in Chuck's fight IQ. And I feel like he's going to I feel like he easily could stand and bang in a fight that it would be easy to just get a takedown and submit a guy. So I have very little confidence in this one, but either, Chuck by sub at plus 550 isn't bad. Chuck KO1 at plus 550 isn't bad.
Yeah. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I listened to the interview from Radtke, and interviews, they could go two ways. It could be like he's fucking full of shit, or he means what he's saying, or he says it but he never does it, right? So I kind of think that what he said in the interview kind of makes sense. From he talked about how he hasn't been fighting smart. He's been fighting, exchanging with guys, going life and death, and getting KO'd when he could have grappled or whatever, or when he's grappling, he could have struck with guys, whatever. He's using bad fight IQ, basically. And he basically said he knows his opponent. He knows where his strengths are. He's a good striker. I think he's going to grapple here, man. He's been at VFS, those guys, Bilal and them, they're grappling. I think he's going to take this guy down. And, this guy's been subbed a couple of times, but man, if you watch these other fights, here's the one fight, for instance, Lindsey Jones, who is 7-2 now. I mean, this guy had 5 rear naked chokes on this guy. I don't know how he didn't finish these chokes. I literally don't. Deep. I mean, as deep as you can get, and he was not finishing the choke. Chuck Buffalo, at the end of the day, is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Like, if he's getting those positions on you, he's subbing you. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that, even with takedown defense for this guy, his takedown defense is not good, man. Talunjic took him down easily when he wanted. Even this Vadim guy in Contender Series took him down. It's just that guy gassed, I truly believe Buffalo's going to take him down and sub him, man. It's plus 550. This is the type of guy, from what I've seen, you can land all the ground and pound you want on him. He's not going to give up. He's going to continue to move. And I think you got to put him to sleep. You got to sub him. He's going to give up his back, and you got to just choke him out. And so plus 550 on the sub here on Charles Radtke. I want to say he knows the assignment. He knows the assignment. This guy, he's been 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss, I think he's alternated wins and losses. No, actually, no, I take it. Yeah, it has. He won against Urbina, lost against Prates, won against Matthew Summersberger, lost against Mallet. I think potentially we can get back in the win column here. I will say that his left hook is money punch, and we saw McKee drop this guy with a left hook, and McKee doesn't really have Chuck Buffalo power. But why engage in their striking, man? Because honestly, Radtke's chin is not the best either. So, why would you do that? Why would you be that idiot to strike? But yeah, again, I'm not in there. I'm not in his head. I will say that that's the path of least resistance. Whether he gets it or not or does it, I don't know. But I think plus 550 is fair. I think I was expecting a bigger price just because Radtke doesn't really grapple much in the especially in the UFC. But that's what they offered, and I'm still willing to take a plus 550 because I think the percentage should be a little bit lower than what they're giving us. So let's move on. Fight number 10. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 7-1 Isaac Dulgarian versus the 9-0 Yadir Del Valle. I kind of went back and forth on the props here. Like, I wasn't sure. Del Valle right now is a plus 205 dog, minus 240 on Dulgarian. I have a bet on Dulgarian at minus 200. Del Valle's issue is like his takedown defense is not very good. And the other part is like he's constantly going for guillotines, you know, to try and defend these takedowns. And I don't know how good that's going to work against a really, really high level wrestler, you know, very, very high level wrestler in Isaac Dulgarian. You go for a guillotine, he's probably just going to put his head on the outside and just try to get to side control, you know. Good luck subbing guys like that, you know. And honestly, watching Del Valle against these lower level guys going for a guillotine, like he went for a ton of guillotines against Pena Alamov, couldn't get him. Went for a ton of guillotines against Eric Mercado, he couldn't get him. Well, actually, Mercado, take it back. He was the one on top. But a bunch of these other ones, Miguel Lugo fight really opened my eyes. This Miguel Lugo guy, 2-3 currently, absolutely ragdolling him early. And the one thing that opened my eyes about that fight is in round 1, Miguel Lugo mounts this Del Valle guy and is absolutely raining down on him with elbows. And it's at the end of the round, the fucking bell saves Del Valle. If there was maybe 10 more seconds, 15 more seconds, he might have got finished there in that fight. Okay. And then he comes out in round 2, whatever. He does his thing. He wins the fight. But like, this guy is a bum, this Miguel Lugo. You know, sorry, Miguel Lugo, if you're listening, but you're not very good, my friend. And you were doing that. Shout out to you for doing that to Del Valle. I can't imagine what Dulgarian's going to do to this guy if he gets to mount. He's going to kill him, bro. He's got like some of the nastiest ground and pound. So I think it's KO 1-2, man. I think he's going to get on top. He's going to destroy this guy from top position. Yes, his cardio has looked shaky in one fight, okay? In one fight, let's be honest. It's only been one fight. It's the Christian Rodriguez fight. And listen, that fight, he had Christian Rodriguez almost
one
finished.
round.
Yeah, I mean, he almost murdered him. And probably gassed himself out going for that finish. You saw last fight against Murat. He kind of took it easier. He didn't go. He still landed a lot of ground and pound. He just didn't go crazy like he did against Christian Rodriguez. That's why it took until round 2 to finish the fight. I think he probably doesn't go crazy here. But I do think that he's going to, you know, I don't think he's going to sub Del Valle just because I think Del Valle is pretty competent. But the thing is that one fight is in my head where he's just like literally shelling up while this guy's elbowing him to death. And, you know, the round ends. And that's what saves them. I picturing that with this guy on top, man, it's going to be bad news. I will say, if the fight extends to round 3, maybe, you know, Dulgarian's going to be gassed. We don't know for sure. Like, I don't think that Del Valle will scramble like Christian Rodriguez, though. That's my thing. Christian Rodriguez's best attribute is his scrambling game, you know? So, and his cardio is elite. I think Christian Rodriguez's cardio is way better. Del Valle kind of slows down. He pushes through, but he slows down. So, KO 1-2 plus 300. I'm not going to get cute. I don't think it's sub. That's the thing. I think it's just KO, straight up ground and pound KO. So plus 300 for me, Isaac Dulgarian by KO. Tim?
I have round 1 plus 320, round 2 plus 500, just in general, cover both methods. I do think you can sub him just based on like the positions that he was even getting C-Rod in, and like just how dangerous his ground and pound is. Like, guys choose giving up their back and taking their neck as opposed to just the absolute ass beatings that they're taking. That's what happened in his last fight as well. Like, I feel like it's Valle's like it's like you I was nodding my head hard when you said like he's gassy himself. So it's not like Christian Rodriguez where he's scrambling against fucking JSP, he's scrambling against him. Like, he's scrambling against all these guys. Rosas, like, he out scrambles all these dudes and makes them work and gasses them out. Like, every single one of those guys, he does that too. And I also feel that like Rodriguez standing is like significantly cleaner striker than Valle, where it's like Valle is just like going to be throwing big shots and throwing himself into the range and then just duck under and then take him down. And then he's going to jump. He's just going to jump guillotine. So I feel like it's even possible in round 3 that takedowns are still easy and he just is able to hold top and be able to just hold top position against him. So yeah, round 1, round 2 for me, plus 320, plus 500. Yeah, I think that those are good shots. I think he's going to get to advantageous positions early.
All right, let's move on. Fight number 11. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 12-4-1 Jeremiah Wells versus the 14-5 Thimba Gorimbo. Timothy, this one's yours.
Yeah, I mean, hitting 25-1 on an anaconda that they called a Darce was great last fight. That was glorious. We had that one for the people. Luque cashing a sub prop as well, just sub. We had a bunch of money on that one. Cashed on AJ Fletcher by sub against Themba. I'm not a Themba backer, to be honest. Like, I kind of think this guy is like, if he's not, he's not even really a good hammer. Like, he's just a guy that when shit just doesn't go, if you show him the door, he'll take it. Like, I just feel like he's just a guy that, I don't know. He just seems majorly fraudulent to me in situations, not only as a fighter, but like as a person. I don't say that about everybody here. I don't really shit on a lot of the fighters, but this guy seems like, he's running that whole Nigerian prince, like, send me some donations so I can come up with a fake fucking library. Dude, I just don't believe in anything this guy's saying. I just don't believe him as a fighter very much. Then you got Jeremiah Wells, who's cashed before in some fights. I feel like the grappling edge here, if they get on the ground and they play on the ground a little bit, jiu-jitsu wise, I feel like maybe the wrestling's a little better for Themba. But I just feel like, it's just power shots. I think more power is coming from Wells on the feet. He's not a clean striker at all, but he does throw everything into his shots. And then he like falls into takedowns after he throws everything into his shots. I think that this fight is, you get a guy who's super old in Wells, and it's just, you don't really know what to expect from him. Themba's been, needing takedowns, and as soon as he gets hit, he's going to be shooting a takedown. And I think front chokes will be there. I feel like if he gets reversed and Wells gets on top of him, you could see a bunch of different submissions from him on top, arm triangle, get to his back, or, rear naked choke, all that shit. I just feel like the sub is live here for Wells. I think either one of these guys could KO the other as well, but I'm going to go with sub for Wells at plus 460. I think I may even take like small stabs at the front choke series just in case, but yeah, I think that they're probably going to hang the 25 and 50-1 on the Darce and the Anaconda again, and I might just put like lunch money on those and then just take the sub for the majority of my bet. So how about you?
Yeah, I mean, he almost had it against Carlston Harris. He had a deep Darce on him, man. Carlston Harris fought out of it. Props to him. Like, I don't even know how, but I guess he couldn't wrap the leg, but we saw this guy go to sleep against Luque, and he didn't even wrap his leg. Like, he went to, and Luque is good with it, but I truly think Wells is good with it too. Like, his squeeze has got to be insane. I agree with you. I do think Sub is live, but I think equally KO is live here as well, man. We saw Luque drop him with a jab. Wells hits like an animal, man. Like if he lands on you, he hits like a fucking tank, and he will knock your ass out. I don't think Timba's chin is very good. He's never really been tested, honestly. Outside the Luque dropping him, who's hit this guy really? Nobody. I think just from the explosiveness, from that aspect, I think he can knock him out. It could be club and sub as well. It's plus 250 Wells ITD. I didn't really want to get cute. It's like a couple of dollars less, but I truly think it's very close between sub and KO. I looked at the specific chokes. Darce's 30-1. So that's not terrible. Anaconda's 50-1. Ninja choke is 100-1. I don't know. You want to sprinkle those? They're not terrible. I do think that Themba's long neck, he's got that really, really long neck. A guy that squeezes as hard as fucking Wells, I honestly think those are very, very live because Themba's gonna shoot, in my opinion. He's not gonna feel comfortable with how this guy leaps into his punches, and he's gonna shoot for a takedown. And it's a matter of, is Jeremiah Wells gonna get it? The other thing about Jeremiah Wells, like this guy's a good black belt, man. He's been a black belt forever, guys. This guy's been a black belt for 11 years. I looked it up. He got his black belt in 2014, dude. It's 2025. This guy's 11 years a black belt. Themba is a shit belt. I don't know if he's that good on the ground, honestly. When AJ Fletcher takes your back and subs you, you're a fucking shit belt, So he's going to want to grapple. I know he's going to want to grapple, and I think sub is live, like you mentioned, but I like those really big long shots. He's not actually. I looked it up, Cameron. He's not a Daniel Gracie black belt. I forgot who gave him the black belt. It's somebody else. It was somebody else that gave him this black belt, not Daniel Gracie. It was back in 2014. It's a different person that gave it to him. But either way, being a black belt for fucking 11 years, like he's probably, God knows, 3-stripe, 2-stripe, whatever. But he's a legit grappler. He's just kind of a spaz. That's the only thing that's, bad. But the guy is really good, in my opinion, like grappling wise. His striking now, that's another thing to be discussed. I don't think it's very good. It's very clumsy and wild, but man, does he hit hard. Like if he touches Themba's chin, good night, Themba. Good night. And by the way, Themba used an excuse, and I don't know how true it is. He broke his ankle 1 month prior to fighting Luque, and he said he went into that fight with a broken ankle. That's why he lost. So take it for what it's worth. I don't believe this guy as far as I could throw him, and I can't throw him very far. So you can guess if it's true or not, because this guy always has, by the way, he talks shit about MMA masters and what's his name? God, Colby Covington. He talks shit about them. Oh, they didn't treat me good and this and that. And he went, how he went to Vegas and trained. Well, guess where he is training now, Tim? MMA Masters. He's back there. The scammer himself is back at MMA Masters. So, I don't know, dude. This guy was supposed to build a water thing, and all of a sudden he said he stopped building it because of something else. His cousins, listen, his own relatives are celebrating when he's losing, and he was crying. This guy's got to be some kind of scumbag. I mean, I don't know what it is, but how are you burning so many bridges, dude? Like, how are you doing this? You got people like, what's that heavyweight from Colorado that got cut by the UFC on Twitter? He mentioned, you guys don't even know half of what this guy scammed. That's what he said. He was a former UFC fighter. I forgot the name, but it's like, bro, what is this guy doing that so many people are saying he's scammed? Like, it cannot not be true if so many people are saying you're doing this bullshit, So this guy's got a lot of weird shit going on, and You know, he's like, oh, in his interviews, like, oh, you know, it's my babies or his babies. I gotta kill him before he kills me, or some bullshit that he is saying. Just trying to psych himself up. I think this guy's a mental midget, to be honest. Yeah, Zach Pauga is that's who said it. I think this guy's a mental midget, to be honest. I think he's gonna find the door if you give it to him. So, and I think opposite of Jeremiah Wells. I think that guy's tough as nails. You know, so. The only thing with Wells, last thing, he's 39. He's coming off injuries. He's older, but bro, he's in great shape. I mean, he looks like a tank. So let's move on. Co-main event of the night is in the heavyweight division. This is a 14-2 Waldo Cortez Acosta versus a 26-6 Ante Delija. I like Delija here. I just think he's more well-rounded. He's got the grappling. I think his wrestling is not bad at all. I think his shots are pretty good. I think on the feet, he's got a little bit more power. I do think Acosta has better hands overall. But Delija, I think he mixes in the striking with the grappling pretty good from what I've seen on tape. He's got a little bit more experience as well than Waldo, you know, almost double the fights. And training with Tom Aspinall, I think he's leveled up probably a little bit. You know, he said over a year he's been training with him. So that's good as well. I do think at the end of the day, Waldo just kind of fights close against a lot of people. And if Delia's not like getting a finish, and I don't know, you know, if he's going to get a finish here because Acosta's so tough. I do think it could kind of be one of those where Acosta's landing more volume. Delia's landing the bigger shots, maybe getting a takedown. It could end up in a split decision. It's plus 500 on Bet Online. That's how I'm going here. Not much else, but I do like Delija to win this fight.
Yeah, I had like Waldo KO as my initial, and then I had end split as the other. I kind of lean with you on the ends by split, but the problem I have with like the two problems I have with the KO with Waldo is like he hasn't KO'd guys that he should KO. But the other side for me is like Ante just, dude, he's getting KO'd by guys that aren't fucking finishing anybody either. Like he's shown like Moldavsky isn't finishing anybody like on the feet. Like,
I mean, I honestly think Moldavsky hits 10 times harder than fucking Waldo. I don't know if you guys watched the fights, but yeah. Moldavsky hits. The reason why here, listen to me. The reason why he doesn't finish a lot of fights is because he's grappling everybody, right? Why would he KO people on the feet if he's grappling everybody? He's a grappler, but he hits hard. He definitely hits hard. And if you look at this guy, I do want to say this because you mentioned this now, right? So we got to talk about it. 32 heavyweight fights in his career, right? He's been KO'd 3 times, but they're bullshit. They're bullshit. Did you see the Moldavsky KO? Or you're looking at Tapology?
He hit him.
How do you think the KO? How did you think the KO happened? He got injured, bro. He hurt his groin in that fight.
Yeah, I mean,
he gave up. That's not a real KO.
The Capoloza fight was a bad one as well. Like the Capoloza, the first time he fought Capoloza.
Dude, Capoloza hurts like a fucking truck. Are you kidding me? You can't blame him for that. But that's okay. But you just named. Literally, there's really one KO because Moldavsky was an injury, and the fight before that against Tybura was a leg injury. He's only been KO'd once in 32 fights. Like, I think he's pretty damn durable, honestly, for heavyweight. Like, I've heard like people say, "Oh, he can get killed." Why? Who the fuck is Acosta KOing? And this guy's been against way bigger hitters than Acosta. You know, Goltsov hits fucking hard. You know, and I just, you know, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I think he has a really good chin, to be honest. He's been knocked out literally once. If it wasn't for injuries, it's one time in 32 fights. That's how I look at it. Like, Moldavsky was an injury. He stopped, bro. His groin was killing him. He just gave up. And then the leg injury, outside of but Capoloza can literally take anyone's head off, like anybody. So that's how I look at it. But go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. Sorry. I had to mention it because I don't think he's chinny whatsoever.
Yeah, it just goes for the Waldo, like he's had guys that he's KO'd basically the two guys that you would expect him to KO in Bresky and Span. Outside of that, he's had fighters where you're like, you know, you should be able to potentially knock out Arlovsky. That fight was an absolute snoozer. The reason why I think it could be a close-ish fight is he just always seems to get credit for like punching air and just throwing empty volume for Waldo, that is. And he just, I don't know what he's got on the judges, like, but he seems to get credit in fights where he's not necessarily doing very much. So kind of empty volume, little bit more of a volume edge, probably bigger shots and grappling edge, like you said. So plus 500 on end split isn't terrible. I'll kind of go with you on that one.
Yeah. Sniper Sim, what's up? Sniper Sim is in the house. Wow. Straight off of Twitter. All right. Main event of the night, Tim. If you guys are not subscribed, down below, my Discord is down below, 25 a month. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say much else. Appreciate everybody in here. 632 live viewers. Thank you very much for joining us on a Friday night. It's Halloween. So, let's move on here. It is the main event of the night, and it is in the featherweight division. It is the 18-5 Steve Garcia versus the 14-2 David Onama. Tim, what do you got here for your Lambo?
This is a fight where I feel like I almost feel like if we could have one of these fucking more of these type of main events, I think it would be great for the UFC. Like I like non-championship bouts, guys that are like fucking just insanely entertaining fights every single time they fight, not ever having a boring fight. There's not one fight that I taped on Onama that was boring. There's not one fight that I've taped on fucking Steve that's boring. Like, I think the UFC would be like in a really better spot if they tried to set up these types of fights more often and give 5 rounds to these type of fights in the Apex too, like make it even more violent. I could watch these guys tapes like fucking all day long, dude. I love watching these guys fight. Now, that being said, like from a betting angle, this is really, really, really tough to find an edge in this fight. I feel like Steve has a cardio edge in this fight. I feel like both of these guys will fight for your money and fight through adversity. Both of these guys get hurt in almost every fight. Grappling edge athletically probably goes to Onama, but I mean, he's been taken down by guys as well. I feel like he's probably got a slight wrestling edge here. Like the only boring fight or bad fight that I saw from Steve was fighting the Angry Bob Ross fight where he just got clinched and put in the cage and taken his back like for minutes at a time. And I just think that that's like just a different fighter than we're seeing now. So, I don't know, man. I'm going to go completely contrarian in this fight and say with 5 rounds, maybe these guys start off a little bit slower than normal, and maybe try to see if they need to save their gas and don't go full rabies mode early. I'm going to take. I have almost zero confidence in this take, honestly. I initially put my initial read was KO 3-4-5 for Steve, and oh fuck, I'm gonna go against my first instinct, and I'm gonna go GTD at plus 460, ends by split at plus 1600. Take a shot. I don't know. Anytime I see a plus 1600 end split, why not?
Yeah, I mean, this is I went back and forth a lot on this fight as well. 2 guys that get hurt a lot. You know, Steve Garcia got put out by Mahashate. Not the best look. You know, he kind of got iced very, very bad in that fight. But I will say, you know, the last, I don't know, 4 fights, he hasn't really been hurt or dropped. You know, He's kind of been doing his thing and finishing everybody. The Shylon drop, the knockdown there was very like he almost looked like he was out before he hit the floor. Like his eyes looked like they rolled back, and then he hit the floor and he fucking woke up when Shylon was going to do ground and pound. And then he gets up eventually and hurts Shylon very bad in the same round. And like even in Ontiveros' fight, like he's getting dropped left and right and center. I don't know what to think of his. I don't think it's terrible, honestly. It's so weird to look at him and say it's not terrible, but I don't really think it's terrible. He's just a lot of times when he's throwing like kicks and they're like naked kicks with his hands down, and that's how he got blasted against Shylon. Naked, absolutely naked kick, and hands are completely down, and he ate a right hand. He didn't even see it. Mahashate, same thing, right hand right down the pipe, and didn't even see it.
He just runs right at him. Yeah.
Right. And it's like he's doing it with his hands down a lot. That's the problem. And Onama can crack, man. Like Onama has decent power, in both hands. He switches stances. He's got good striking variety, not bad at all. But that's the other thing with Onama. Like Giga Chikadze hurt him. Roberto Romero hurt him and dropped him. Gabriel Santos hurt him and really bad. Nate Landwehr hurt him multiple times. Garrett Armfield fight, but Gabriel Benitez hurt him bad. Mason Jones hurt him bad. It's like every single fight he's hurt. It's insane. But he doesn't get finished. The problem is if Steve Garcia hurts you, he's probably going to finish you. Like, he is a really, really, really good instinctual finisher. Like, if he has you hurt, he is absolutely going to, especially with the ground and pound, bro. Like, it's not punches, it's elbows, it's mean. Like, his name is the Mean Machine. He is fucking mean on top, bro. Like, if he drops you and you're hurt and he gets on top, my God, is he going to rain big, big shots on you? So that's a little bit of a concern for Onama because he's getting hurt in a lot of these fights. And Steve probably hits harder than some of these guys. I mean, Santos can crack. Don't get me wrong. Chikadze has some power. But Steve, he puts everything into his shots. I do think that Onama's the better wrestler of the two, honestly, by a decent margin. And I think because of the pressure from Steve, I think he's going to break the pressure by going for takedowns. And I think he's going to land them. Now, I've seen Steve kind of stuck on his back in some of these fights that I've watched regionally. Kind of will sit there and play a little bit off his back. Onama doesn't have the best control. I wouldn't say it's very, very good. But he did ride out a win against Chikadze, in round 3, where he just kind of took him down and just stayed in his guard for a good, 2 to 3 minutes. I'm leaning GTD, as weird as it sounds. Initially I'm like, fight doesn't start round 3. Looks probably good here. One of these guys is going to die. Then the more I looked at it, I'm like, man, I think Onama's going to grapple a lot more than, in his interviews, like, what are you going to do in this fight? He's like, I'm going to stay in the middle and just bang with Steve Garcia. And then when they asked Steve Garcia, they're like, Onama, when we asked him, he said he's going to stand in the middle and bang with you. And he started laughing. He's like, yeah, I know what that means. Kind of like, if you want to stand and bang, we'll stand and bang. But I'm pretty sure that's not what's going to happen. He's probably going to shoot on me. So he said, I'm going to be ready for everything. So that's the only reason I feel like if they're standing, like if there's no grappling, I don't think there's any shot this fight goes. But
if it's banging, yeah.
Yeah, but if it's what I think it is, and I have a suspicion that there's going to be some grappling and clinching and shit like that, I think it's possible. Both guys get tired. Only one guy has been 5 rounds, and that's Steve Garcia. He's been 5 rounds once in his career. Onama does seem to gas in his fights that are 3 rounds, but he's got
100%.
good push. I call it good push through. He pushes through pretty well, even when he's tired. So, yeah, I mean, GTD is 460. That's what I'm going to go with here. I'm not very high on this play because I really don't know how this fight's going to go, man. It's kind of a tricky fight to bet on. Both guys get hurt. Both guys have power. You know, it's just hard to determine who gets his game off or how they fight in general. You know, is Onama going to be smart? Listen, Onama trains with Zalal a lot. What did Zalal do last fight? He was smart. He's like, I'm not going to strike in this fight with Emmett. Boom, takedown right to the back, submission. I have a feeling Onama's going to grapple here. Why would he stand and strike with Garcia? You know, so. All right. Lambo parlay time, Tim. We went through all 13 fights. I have two of them. I'm going to just wait. Tim, hold on a second. Give me a second here. Oh, shit. I lost my hat. All right. Tim, I got to do it with the mask on. So, my Lambo parlay it's a submission parlay, Tim. It's Alencar sub, Radtke sub, Nascimento sub, 90-1. And if you want to swap out Radtke and use Wells, it's 79-1. All right. The other one is my favorite 2-3 parlay. It's mixing up Ardelean 2-3 with Philip Rowe 2-3. You can get anywhere from 92-1 and 321-1. Those are my two Lambo parlays. Tim, what do you got?
I have I'm going small today, man. I want to hit one for the people, to be honest. I'm gonna do one small and then I'm gonna add one that'll make it bigger. So 3 legs, Alencar ITD, Nascimento sub, Dulgarian ITD 20-1. Add Wells ITD is 114-1. We're hitting the 20-1, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, that's not very small. 20, what was the first one? 20 what to 1?
20-1, Alencar ITD, Nascimento sub, Dulgarian ITD.
Yeah.
Add Wells ITD and it's 114-1.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. Not bad. Yeah, I think that's it. I got to take this off now. We did the Lambo parlay. Good luck to everybody tomorrow. Hopefully you guys kill it. Tim, you got anything? Any parting words on this Halloween night?
No, man. No. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Let's cash some bets and be back next week.
Yeah, please do me a favor. I didn't ask it all day today. Hit the like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We got a little over 3,160 subscribers. We're going to try to work our way to 5K, you know, share it with friends, family, whatever. Please just hit that subscribe button if you haven't and like the videos. Comment after here if you want as well. It helps the algorithm, helps push us up. 682 live viewers. Thank you very, very much to each and every one of you. Happy Halloween to you and your kids if you're doing anything. And let's cash those tickets for UFC Vegas 110.